What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the FBA Capital Trading Channel. And today I'm going to be bringing you guys another weekly market breakdown on NAS100. And without further ado, we're going to hop right on into this, and we're going to start off on the higher time frame. And before anything, if I sound off or if I sneeze or if I just my nose, it's because I'm a little bit sick. But nonetheless, we're going to get right into this. So right now I'm on the monthly time frame. I'm going to start off by marking up these monthly highs and lows. So we got this monthly high all the way up here. I'm gonna make this red, just like this. Then we have the low all the way down here. So as you can see, we ran this low to the left of us, and more than likely I think price is going to be making a run for this low all the way down here. And that is something I said in the previous weekly market breakdown. If price doesn't continue to push higher, and as you can see, it is continuing to push lower. And now that today is October 2nd, we have, is it October 2nd already? It might actually be October 2nd. Look at that. I thought it was October 1st, but yeah, since it's a new month, we are going to be doing all of these monthly things. So for example, now we know price is more likely going to continue bearish, and I know where price is likely to make that run for, which is going to be price level 10665, around there, around that price level. But we're going to go lower into the time frame, so we're going to go to the weekly now. I'm going to make this a little bit cleaner, so I'm going to have this, mark these all up a little bit neater. So now we're going to do the same thing we did, but with the previous weekly candle. So the weekly high and weekly low. And since we had a bearish week also, more than likely price is going to continue this bearish direction. So overall, I'm bearish going into the week just because everything is bearish, and I have targets that I think price is likely to make a run to. So with that being said, where do I think price is going to keep running to? To this low. And now that we have this higher time frame perspective, we're going to go down to the daily. Right here, we have the previous day's high, and we have the previous day's low. So the weeklies, the daily's bearish, weekly's bearish, and the monthly is all bearish. So one thing we could expect going to this new month is a potential pullback to the top side, maybe the first 2 weeks potentially, and then we continue to go bearish for the rest of the month, or we could just continue dropping when the market opens today, well, later on. So we got this previous day's low, previous day's high, all bearish. We also still have the same target, so not much is changing based off of this. But one thing I am going to do is I'm going to mark up this low to the left, because I want to watch and see how price reacts with it, because we could potentially start to reject and have a push to the top side before potentially coming lower, like I said, to come lower in the week and month. So now that we have this perspective right now, one thing you could do is pull a fib from this high. Why this high? Because this is the last up candle before this down move here, and you can pull it. I'm going to pull it from the wicks just because this candle isn't fully, it's just in a weird spot that's more likely going to ran through. So I'm going to use the wicks, and we can get an area where price is likely to retrace back into, and that's going to be 11,400, 300 to 400. So now that we have that in mind, now we're going to come down and we're going to do our intraday analysis. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark up the previous day's highs and previous day's lows, which is going to be right here. Previous day's high, previous day's low, and we're going to get the previous Asian session from Thursday, not Friday, because the reason we do Thursday is because Fridays price action closes before the Asian session is able to start printing. So as you can see, Asian session starts at 18 o'clock, and as you can see, the market closed at 16:45. So that's why I use Thursdays, and as you can see, it gives us a good area of indication where price is likely to retrace into, and just based off this accumulation phase. Also keep in mind where we are price wise. We have this 200 level within here also, and then we also have this 11,100 area right here. So within this big range is where I think price is likely to have a retracement into and go lower if we are going to remain bearish. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a fib from these two areas, because even though I have this higher time frame prediction, I do think that there's lower time frame moves that could definitely happen within all of this. And as you can see, this fib lines up nicely within this area. So in my opinion, if we can get a push back to this 11,200 area, I think there's a good chance we might drop from here. So that's what I think on my lower time frame analysis. Also, just the fact that this high ran this high over here and we had a big drop to the downside shows me that price is going to potentially continue to move lower, just based off the fact that it did this and we continue to have this big meltdown. And the reason I like that is because, why, I don't know why I keep doing that, whatever, I'm trying to put the check. But the reason I like that is because everything is bearish, and this is the last move that pushed price to break this market structure. So all I can see right now, because as you can see, if you go like this, price was in this short-term bullish market structure. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Then we came and broke this low, but then we ran above, and this is where we started to break market structure. So now what I'm expecting is a potential pullback into maybe a fair value gap or into this area to potentially see price continue going to that downside, like I just said. So let me get rid of all these. Boom, I should have used the other tool, but there we go. So now we're gonna go down to, I'm gonna go up to the 1 hour time frame, and if you look at that, we also have this 1 hour order block within this area, which is gonna be the last up candle before this major down move all the way down here. Come back to that 15-minute time frame. You have a lot of things in this area that give you a lot of reason to believe why price should react in this specific area up here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put the eyeball right here, because I just know this 11,200 area is going to be somewhere I want to monitor. Why? Because we will be retracing into the accumulation phase of last Thursday, which means that this is an area that price is likely to stay around. And even keep in mind, we're around that 11,200 area, which is 2 confirmations. We're coming back above that opening price for Friday, because one thing you guys always got to learn is when market opens, this isn't a whole new day. It's going to finish the price action from this day, and then so from here all the way to here, this price action is all going to be from Friday. Even though the market opens on Sunday right here, is going to finish Friday's day. So that's why I do expect price to potentially retrace up here to potentially keep going lower in the following days, if that makes sense. But with that being said, that is my prediction on what I personally think is going to be happening this week on NAS100, and that's my outlook. I am overall bearish because a lot of things are showing bearish, and if you just go to higher time frames, everything is extremely bearish. So I'm not going to try to go for buys unless it makes sense on an intraday perspective. But as of right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 higher time frames that are all bearish. So first time frame we have where we're not fully bearish is going to be the hour, and then when you come back down to the 15, we're already losing that bullish momentum. So we'll see what happens when the market opens. Like I said, only time will tell. We are not going to predict the market. We're just going to follow the market. So with that being said, hopefully this video was informative. Hopefully it gave you a little bit of an insight on how I personally trade. And if you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you join the Telegram if you haven't already. The link is in the description. And I'll see you all in the next video.